And is that how you guys got into the idea of FashionBrain, where you're looking at the trends and what people are doing and those questions, and you're like, okay, we need to start creating something?
There is a more mundane reason to that. Of course, I would be happy if I could tell you right now, gosh, if we saw the future 5 years ago and we could see that if we did that, we would be so and so successful. It's not that easy, and that would be flat out a lie. So
But you know, it's a good story, so come on.
a good story, right? What we did in 2016 is we talked about how could we automate the process, the really labor-intensive and monotonous process of tagging images. If you think about it, one editor that is really good, and our editors here are, the top. They are really good at editing fashion images and finding brands and tagging it, and they are fast at that. But even at their pace, they would tag, let's say, a group of 20 images, and it would take 15 minutes to do that, to describe all the fashion in the images from head to toe, to call out the brands, and to describe things so that it makes sense. That's a lot of time that has to be spent on going through images. And as you can imagine, the amount of images doesn't necessarily decrease. So there were more and more images. If we now could teach a machine to do that, if we could have a machine help us do the mundane part of it, that would be awesome. So we talked to some AI scientists in Amsterdam, brain creators. They have over the last 3 years become good friends, great business partners. They have extraordinary talent that they have gathered, and they have some amazing ideas on how we could realize that. And we took their AI domain expertise and we took our fashion data and combined that into an artificial intelligence that we called FashionBrain. And FashionBrain, first and foremost, does that. It looks at images. It has been helped to understand what to identify in an image and what not to identify, tags it automatically, and solves that very first problem of super labor-intensive work that had to be done to tag all the images. So that's the original reason that we started that.
Necessity is the mother of invention, right? After you get used to like so many times doing the same thing, you're going like, okay, there must be a better way. And you guys found a better way. You created FashionBrain, but then it started evolving into what it is today, and it starts predicting trends. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So there's something that has been called intractable problems. I only learned that expression recently, so it is not something that I've been familiar with for that long. And somebody told me that who used to work for Cray Research, another great company from the Midwest, from Minnesota and from Wisconsin. What we found out is that now we were able to, well, let me dial back for a moment. You can imagine if there is images that come in from New York Fashion Week. If you want to know what the trend at New York Fashion Week is, what is the most worn color? What is the most worn handbag? Or what is the accessory right now? You need to look through all the images. Normally, as a human, you need to have somebody who has fashion knowledge and can say, yes, this is the same handbag and this is the same color or color scheme. And this I can identify as a trend. It would take a lot of time, and it would usually only be completed days, maybe weeks after a fashion week is over. When all the images are tagged live while it's going on, you have somebody who has 100 images or 500 images, and all of these images are tagged live in real time. You don't have to think about the time factor any longer, and you have all the data available. All of a sudden, it becomes possible to create live fingerprints of what fashion actually looks like. And you can see the differences while it is happening.